Hello, it's that time of the month again when I'm going to be introducing the new magazine. You can see this month it's got a nice bright pink cover. As I think I mentioned before, we're trying to brighten everything up a little bit and make it a bit fresher and more interesting to look at, and so we hope you like what we've done this time. The cover story is an interesting story this time. The people on the cover, you may recognise it. Dennis and Sarah from Alpha. Dennis is in Finland and Sarah is in Denmark, and you may notice that over the years I've done lots of interviews with people who are retired from the industry and who have done very good things for the industry, and their story is always interesting, I think. However, in this particular case, I thought it'd be more interesting to write a story about some of the stars of the present and possibly even the future, and so I've called it Shining Stars because these people really are shining stars of the industry right now. And I think it's interesting to know that the technology that we have nowadays is something that I, and probably you as well, find very difficult to get to grips with. It seems to be advancing and accelerating so quickly that it's difficult for people like me, certainly, to keep a tabs on it. And it seems to be accelerating so quickly that it's almost receding faster over the horizon than I can keep up. And people of my age group have the ultimate sanction to this, if you like. That if we choose to, at some stage in the not too distant future, we can just wave the white flag and say, okay, enough, so far, this far, no further. I'm going to retire and go and sit in my garden and prune the roses. But these people can't. These people are the people that are having to grapple with this kind of thing all the time. And as the pace of acceleration of technological development increases, they're going to be having to deal with it now, and in 10 years' time, and 20 years' time, and possibly 30 years' time. And so their story and how they're dealing with these things, I think, is really interesting, and I hope you do too. It's part of a series of stories that I want to do along these lines, and this is the first one, so please do read it with interest. A lot of other things in here as well. We've got a story in here which has been written by Tony Richmond, who many of you will know, is retired now, but Tony was very much involved in European work for many years. He worked with Fedimac and with BAR and so on. There are very few people in the industry that know more about Europe and the way that it works than Tony, and he's given us his insight into how he thinks the Brexit vote will affect the way in which the moving industry works in the future. Now, you may or may not agree with him. I can tell you that he's pretty negative about Brexit, as I know a lot of you are, but there's also an awful lot of people who are very positive about it too. And whether he's right or whether he's wrong, frankly, I have no idea, but it's interesting reading anyway. We have, what else have we got? Oh yeah, we've got a report here from the BAR conference that was held in London recently. It's one that BAR wrote and provided me with the photographs with, for which I'm very grateful. It's nice to be able to have a report from the BAR conference in this issue. Hope you enjoy reading that one. And there's one other thing in here that I thought you might find interesting. This is, many of you will be familiar with the Movers and Storers show that is in the UK. It's in November this year, and this time we're doing something a little bit different. It's a bit of fun really, but that's the whole point of being here, isn't it? A bit of fun. It's a search for Britain's strongest removalist. I don't like the word removalist much, but you know what I mean. And it's so there's going to be a strongman competition, or strong person competition, if you like. There's going to be weightlifting and the famous truck pull that many of you will have seen on The World's Strongest Man. They're going to be doing it. Now, the whole thing is going to be overseen by a very special lady who is one of She's a British athlete. She is one of Britain's strongest women. She represents Great Britain at powerlifting. She also happens to be my daughter as well, Faye Jordan. And as you gather, of course, I'm very proud of her. But she's going to be overseeing everything. She only weighs 60 kilos. But I tell you what, she's a woman that you're better off having on your side than against you. If you can go along to the show, then I'm sure you're going to enjoy the whole show, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy that too. Anyway, enjoy reading the magazine. I'll see you next time.